They were born at the same hospital and went to the same kindergarten together. Later they attended the same school and even sat next to each other from 7th grade all the way through 11th grade. What nobody expected was that both their families were in the rice cake business. Their shops were just one street apart, and they'd even get into arguments together all the time. But when they were kids, the boy always loved picking on the girl and would constantly tease her about smelling like rice cakes. Every time this happened, the girl would run crying to her mom, and her mom would always smile and gently stroke her face. But before long, the girl's mom died in an accident. From that point on, the boy completely changed. Not only did he stop picking on the girl, he was always trying to find ways to make her happy. On the girl's birthday, he gave her a tin can phone and told her if she ever had any problems or worries, she could tell him through the phone. Since their rooms were only a street apart, this somewhat childish toy ended up keeping them company through many nights. However, the girl had terrible hand-eye coordination. Every time the boy threw the tin can phone over, it would almost always hit her right on the head. Out of 100 tries, she could maybe catch it once. It was exactly this sweet gesture that gradually won over the boy's heart. The boy realized he'd fallen in love with this girl. When he was alone, he'd secretly watch videos of her. Looking at her sweet smile, anyone could see right through what he was feeling. But time flies, and graduation day came quickly. The boy, who loved photography, wanted to go study in Tokyo, but that meant being separated from the girl for a long time. The girl had said many times that she wanted to take over her father's rice cake shop. Even though she hated making rice cakes at first, after living on this street with all the neighbors for so many years, she'd fallen in love with this street full of food stalls and everyday life. The boy thought about it for a long time and finally decided to use the tin can phone to tell the girl this news. He never expected that this time, the girl would actually catch the phone right away. The boy worked up his courage and was about to speak, but discovered that the one who answered the phone was the girl's younger sister, who was still in school. She'd come into her sister's room looking for a pencil. The boy turned bright red with embarrassment and never had the courage to confess again. Things went on like this until one day after school, the boy worked up his courage again and asked the girl to meet him by the river where they used to go as kids. But the confused girl thought he was going to play another trick on her because when they were little, the boy was always scaring her there, and her clothes got wet more than once. Even though she was angry at the time, looking back now, those days were as beautiful as tonight's sunset. Just then, a gentle breeze blew by. Looking at the girl in front of him, gentle, fair, and warm, like a rice cake, the boy felt that if he didn't say something now, he'd regret it for the rest of his life. So he grabbed her hand tight.